Hi guys, thanks for clicking into this video. So I'm going to make breakfast, but then this stuff, let me clear that off. I got them yesterday, so when I got back I was tired, I couldn't, so I'm just going to clear this off. Yeah, so that yesterday morning before I went out, I make this porridge breakfast for my children. So I take a few video of it and decided to add it to this one. So at the moment I'm just mashing my half banana, and then I'll be adding it to the porridge. So I mash it to make it smooth very well, and then after that I'll transfer it to a different place. So I brought out my blended oats. I blended this before in my blender, so I just blend them and then store it in airtight container. So I'm going to get a few spoons out of it, which afterwards I will be mixing it with water. So I'm just going to mix that with water to make it smooth before I'll cook it. So I don't usually just put the oat inside the milk. I usually mix it first with water. If it was not the blended one, I'll still do the same thing. I will also soak it inside the water as well before I will cook it. So there I've mixed it. It's smooth very well. There's no lumps or anything. So at the moment I'm transferring my milk inside the pot. I'm going to allow it to hot. Then I'm going to be adding a little bit of honey. You can add sugar or whichever one that suits you. So this is just the way I do mine. I also put sugar sometimes. So now the milk is hot, and then I brought in the oat that we mixed earlier on. So let me just say, in case any of you want to try this, do not mix your oat down. The moment you put your milk on inside your pot, then you can mix your oats with the water if you want, because if you mix it down, it's going to give you lumps. I don't know, but for me it did. Probably someone else might do it and then it might not give. Don't mind my hand anyway. I noticed it was stained from the mixing of the oat. So there I added my mashed banana earlier that I did. So I made sure that it was cooked and smooth with no lumps or anything. Yeah, so that's it. The breakfast is ready and then they enjoyed it. So this morning, today, I want to do a egg and bread breakfast. If you know me, I know I love eggs and bread. So at the moment, I'm just cutting my onions. I'm going to cut them, and then I'm going to be transferring to the bowl. So don't mind, my daughter is there disturbing me. So yeah, that's it. So I'm just making sure that the onion are really small. So I'm just using the knife to break it down again to let it small. So after that, I'm going to transfer it to a bowl, and then I'm also going to be cutting the tomatoes as well. I'll be doing the same process that I did in my onions, so I'll also be doing that in my tomatoes as well. So yeah, so this is my chili pepper. I'm cutting my chili pepper. I'm also making sure that it's small, so I'm adding it to the tomatoes that I cut earlier, and then after that transferring this into a different place, and then I start breaking my eggs. So I'm just adding my Maggi cube, and then I added a little bit of salt. So I'm going to mix that a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to be adding a little bit of oil into my pot. So this one I didn't record when I was breaking it. This one is for my baby. I'm just going to make it, I make it plain, then just a little bit of salt, but I didn't add the Maggi. So I'm just making it for her and her sister. Another another vegetable that I'm going to be using to do mine. So I added my onions and then my tomatoes and my pepper, and then now I'm adding the Benny Maggi on this one, and then I added a little bit of curry. The curry is optional, and then I added the salt. Right, so I'm going to let that to fry and cook before I now add my eggs. So at this point, my egg is ready, and then I'm going to cut this bread for my baby as well. So what I did, microwave it a little bit in the microwave just to warm it up. So that was, my finger is all over it. So anyway, now I know next time I will have to cut it first before I will just microwave it a bit. So I know she's not going to eat that brown part, so I'm just taking that away. So I'm going to make some hot chocolate drink for myself as well. So this was in the evening. I'm just feeding my baby with pounded yam. We call it fufu. Yeah. So it was cold. I was feeling cold. So I just had to wear my robe and then also make some green tea for myself with my favorite cup. You guys can see it there. I use it in the morning. So I'm still using it again in the evening. So at this point, I was done feeding her. So I'm just going to wipe her mouth off, and then we started playing a little bit. I started playing with her. I'm trying to get her to sleep so that I can lose her hair. So she was already sleeping. She fell asleep after all the play here and there, and then I started to start losing her hair. Then my big madam came to start disturbing me. She was like, I don't know, but I think she used her head to hit something or so. So then I just have to check it out and tell her sorry that she's okay. So yeah, that's it anyway, guys. That's just it for the day. There was nothing really much today. My small mother was trying to wake up, so I was just like, no, I have to finish this your hair, because if you guys can see, I also have a sister hair to lose as well. So, but first, that one on is not that challenging like hers, so I have to lose her own first. Anyway, we finish it, we finish it. So I just want to say thank you all. If you stayed to this point, thank you. I appreciate you all. So we'll be seeing you again in our next video. Bye.